Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in today's video I'd like to talk to you about a new venture for the channel, and I'd love your guys' feedback. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and let us get into the video. So ladies and gents, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. So today's video is a bit of more of a discussion than anything else, and it's to discuss a potential venture for the channel which involves the future Mrs. Rollin Thunder, and allow me to explain. Oh, this guy's hard, isn't he? But anyway, as I was trying to say before I had my moment of hooliganism, this new venture, which involves my lovely other half. Basically, we've been talking, and believe me when I say talking, that usually takes a long time, and we've both come up with an idea that I think you guys might enjoy. Now, as the weather starts closing in and getting worse with the winter, we thought it'd be nice to do something a bit different and try our hand at podcasting. I'd like to get your guys' feedback on what you think, or should I say, I would like your guys' feedback on what you think of, you know, me having a podcast on the channel, whether it's a good thing, a bad thing, or somewhere in between thing, whether it be a good investment or a bad investment. You know, with the way the winter's going over the last couple of years, it would be nice to be able to give you guys the same level of content, if not more content, over the winter, just like I do in the summer. And a few topics have already been raised with regards to what we can do and what me and the missus can talk about, and obviously get your guys' feedback as well. We've come up with a couple of topics, such as what it's like for my missus being a biker's partner, what it's like for her dealing with her ailments such as fibromyalgia, anxiety, and so on. Because as we all know, anxiety is a big thing these days. It always has been, but it's always been kept under the radar for whatever reason or another. So things like anxiety, mental illness, financial worries, social media, and so on. And as I was saying, I'd love to get your guys' feedback on whether you think it'd be something you'd want to watch, whether it's something you'd like to get involved with, because there are a lot of things, like mental illness wise, that don't get talked about, or if they do get talked about, it's never talked about in the right way. Or when it is talked about in the right way, people get either offended or upset about it, and just, you know, go off the deep end, shall we say, and not quite understand, you know, the good intentions that it's trying to provide. With regards to mental illness, you know, there's a lot of different elements to it. You know, it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing that's covered by, or should I say, one label or one umbrella that covers everything, because that's not how it works. Mental illness, there's lots of different variations of it, there's lots of different triggers, there's lots of different causes. I could go on all day about these particular things, but, you know, if I did that, I'd have no content for you. And me and the missus are going to try and do, you know, a podcast, you know, just as audio to start with, maybe with some B-roll footage of either me on the bike or us doing stuff around the house or whatever, just to give you guys something to watch. But it's more about the audio content that I'm more worried about. As you guys know, with being a content creator, I do strive to make my content as good as it can be. And yes, I hate the sound of my own voice, but you know what? I look past that. And that's something that my missus has a hard time doing. So what we're going to do as a starting point, we will be doing podcasts, like one or two to start with just audio with some B-roll footage, so you guys have something to watch while we're talking. And we're going to touch on a few different topics while we're actually doing the podcast themselves. Like I've already said, we're going to be touching on social anxiety, mental health, what it's like for my missus being a biker's partner, or should I say biker's fiance now. You know, how she copes with it, how I cope with her worrying about me while I'm out. Also, when I'm at work and she has her bad days in terms of her health. If you guys don't already know, she does suffer from a condition called fibromyalgia, which can be sometimes not so bad, but can sometimes be absolutely debilitating for her. And obviously these are things that we'll go into as we do the podcast and as we slowly transition from podcast to videos and so on. At the end of the day, I want to be able to broaden my, not just my knowledge base, but also broaden my content base, so you guys have more than just bike videos to watch. Because I know I said in the past that this channel was all about bikes and it's all about, you know, the feel-good factor and telling stories and stuff like that, and it is. But at the same time, I do truly think that sometimes, especially mental health, gets overlooked in such a bad way. For example, you know, there's a few people I know that suffer with ADHD. In some cases, people have just turned around and said, oh, they're attention seeking, they're this, they're that, they're troublemakers, and yada yada yada. And that's not fair on the people that have got it. You know, with ADHD, it's a spectrum. There's various or varying different levels of the condition. You can't tarnish everyone who has the condition with the same brush. It just doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Which is why me and the future Mrs. Rollin Thunder are going to be tackling these issues, and also giving you guys a much more in-depth insight into what it's like dealing with certain conditions like anxiety, like social anxiety, like depression, BPD, fibromyalgia, arthritis, and all sorts. We're going to be discussing all those kind of things and giving you guys a much wider perspective on different things, how we deal with them on a day-to-day basis, and also giving you guys our personal feedback on thoughts and feelings as to how, you know, things can be improved, not just in our own situation but other people's situations. Because like I've just said, there's various different degrees of ADHD, there's various different degrees of all sorts of mental health issues. You know, some can be as simple as being slightly OCD, where you're literally washing your hands every 10 minutes. In some cases, you know, that's just being a bit over the top. And if you're not sure about it, or if you don't know the signs of it, then obviously you're not going to know how to deal with it or associate it with anything else, and blah 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 blah. Which is why I think that what me and the missus are looking to do in terms of these videos is quite well placed, because I do suffer with OCD. I do suffer with anxiety sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't say I suffer with it on the level like, say, that my missus does, but I'm not going to lie and say that, oh, I don't suffer with it, it don't exist, like some people do. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but yeah, anyway. So what do you guys think about the whole idea of doing podcasts and potentially transitioning from audio only to a bit of audio and video and so on? Like I said, me and the missus will probably start doing the podcasts just as audio to start with, because like I say, with her social anxiety and so on, you know, she doesn't like seeing herself on camera, she doesn't like hearing her own voice on camera, which I can understand, because I used to be the same, until I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And when I had that kind of mentality, you know, the channel started to flourish. And like I say, it is a work in progress, and if it's something that you guys would like to see on the channel, like another string to my bow, so to speak, then please, by all means, feel free to put it in the comments box down below what you'd like to see and the topics you'd like us to discuss. Who knows, we may even start doing shout outs and giveaways, you never know. And also guys, please don't take this the wrong way when I say this, but when it comes to us doing the podcasts, please be gentle with the missus. I'm sure a lot of you guys, the first time you heard yourselves on video or watched yourself on video, must have thought, I look and sound horrid. Please try and be a bit forgiving towards the missus, because like I said, she's not done this sort of thing before, so feel free to give her a bit of support, you know, gee her up a little bit. Fucking arsehole cyclists. Sorry, I know there must be cyclists that watch my videos as well, but what is wrong with you people? Anyway, I digress. That's my road rage out of the way for the day. But as I was saying, please be gentle with her, try not to be too critical when we start doing these podcasts, because like I say, it is an idea. We are going to do 1 or 2 pilot episodes to see how we get on, see how you guys enjoy it or not enjoy it, or like it, dislike it. I mean, like I said before in other videos, all the comments, will it be good or bad, good criticism, bad criticism, the way I see it, it's all good, because if I don't get the feedback from you guys, I will never learn to get better. And as a content creator, I always strive to become better than what I am. And I think with adding podcasts and more of a social kind of aspect to the channel, rather than just me being on the bike all the time, every time, it will give the channel another dimension, and it will also open the floor to other content. Like I said, like dealing with social anxiety and mental health issues and social issues, and you know, just generally just getting the word out there so that people can have a place to not just voice and vent their frustrations, but also a place where people can come and talk and decompress and get their thoughts and feelings across and stuff like that, and be part of the experience with me, because that's what the channel's about at the end of the day. It's about the experience. It's not necessarily the destination, but it's the journey that matters, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Or am I just fucking waffling? I feel like I'm talking bollocks, but I'm hoping I'm not. But you know what I mean? It's like, I want people to feel part of the channel with me. I don't want people to end up feeling like they can't speak openly and speak freely and so on, because again, that's not what the channel's about. I'm all for people voicing their opinions and their feelings on videos and the content I create, because like I've said before, and I'll say it again and again and again, without the criticism and without the comments, I'm not going to get any better at what I do. I've been doing this YouTube thing for what, properly for like the last 3 years, and so far I've gone from having literally no subs to almost 7,000. So I'm not doing too badly, do you know what I mean? And I can't profess, and I will not profess, to be the best YouTuber in the UK. There's far better people out there than I am. But what I want to say is, the content I create it because I love what I do. I don't create the content for the money. Okay, fine, subscribers are great. You know, getting the occasional thumbs up and whatever else again is great as well. You know, I like I said, I love all the feedback that I get from you guys, whether it be good, bad or indifferent. No, I just bit my cheek, ow. And you know, I love the fact that I can interact with you guys in the videos. And like I keep saying, when it comes to doing the whole podcast thing, yes, there are going to be some touchy subjects. Yes, there are going to be some, no doubt, some tears. But it's all for the interest of getting stuff recognised. You know, the pressures of social media, the pressures of mental health, the social anxieties, you know, anxiety itself, depression, self-harming, all that kind of stuff that needs to be addressed. That's what me and the missus are going to try and achieve when it comes to doing these podcasts. I want to be able to turn around and say that what we're doing is going to benefit people as a whole. Oh, that's nice. Not sure about the colour though. I want people to be able to watch these videos, get some sort of, not necessarily education from it, but if you do get something out of it, then that's great. At the end of the day, this isn't just a me riding, talking rubbish to the camera. I want my channel to start to become, you know, somewhere where people can get information from, can get what they need out of a video, being able to watch something so they don't feel bad about the situation they're in, being able to, you know, relax, being able to enjoy content, be able to enjoy what they're seeing. That's what I want to try and get out of these videos, and what I want to try and put across in the videos. Because at the end of the day, you know, I didn't get into YouTube for money. I've said it before and I've said it again, I've never ever wanted to become YouTube famous because of the money. I want my content to speak for itself. If I get 10,000, 100,000, a million subscribers in the next 5-10 years, then great, whatever. If I don't, I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that it may happen, it may not happen. But again, it's all about timing, and I think now's the right time to start looking at branching out and doing other things on the channel. And that's why me and the missus have started looking at doing these podcasts, and we're going to talk about various different things, like I've already said, ranging from mental health to social anxieties, emotional distress, you know, everything that comes under the banner of mental illness itself. And like I've said already, there's a good 100, maybe even more, variations of different ailments, like ADHD, like Asperger's, like fucking autism. You know, there is a spectrum and there's a scale for everything and anything these days. And I want people to feel that they can open up on my channel. They can talk about these things. We can discuss it in podcasts, we can discuss it in YouTube lives and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to interact with you guys a lot more. I want to be able to give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, some sort of advice if I can, or if I can't, I will do the research to be able to give you guys the appropriate information in the upcoming video. I don't want you guys to think that I'm just saying this because it happens to be a popular thing right now. You know, mental health is a very, very big issue at the moment in the UK. It's not looked at. People that have mental health issues are not looked after properly. They're not given the appropriate information, nor the appropriate medication, or I wouldn't necessarily medication, but the necessary treatment that they need. And a lot of people, and this is a sad truth, a lot of people that end up with mental health issues turn to one of three things. It's either drugs, drink, or suicide. Yes, I said it, suicide. Now, believe it or not, the statistics for suicide through depression, anxiety, mental health ailments, or should I say mental health issues, are greater than you think. Now, forgive me, I can't give you exact figures right now, but believe me when I say this, the amount of suicides that happen due to mental health issues that aren't resolved or aren't treated, it's fucking scary. It really is. But like I said, that and more is what we're going to cover in the podcast between me and the missus. And while we're on the subject of covering things, if you could do me a favour, ladies and gents, it would help me out massively if you could do me a huge favour. Smash the like button and give me a thumbs up. It does help me with the YouTube algorithm, and it does help promote the channel to new people. So if you could do that, that would be great. And as always, ladies and gents, your support on the channel is always greatly appreciated. Like I always say, the likes, subscribers, the comments, everything in between is always, you know, greatly appreciated. I love you all for it, and I can't thank you enough for joining me on my YouTube journey. And as always, if you like what you see and you would like to see more, make sure to smash the like button, ring the bell, become a subscriber. Make sure you're kept up to date with all future content by clicking that notification bell. And as always, ladies and gents, you have been fucking awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, be aware of COVID-19, be safe, be happy, and as always, adios.